206 BCE. First period of unity, King Zhang ca. 259 to 210 BCE, succeeds in conquering all the other rival states and subdue them. Built a salary-based bureaucracy, census of population, standardization of written Chinese uniform, coinage, standardized axles of wagons, standardized weights and measures. Fastened private land ownership, but also taxed landowners. Stringent laws burning the Confucian classics. Beheading of people in possession of the classics. Public spending brought the dynasty to an end. The Great Wall took 700,000 workers built it. Burial site with 8,000 terracotta soldiers in armor. The Han Dynasty, 206 BCE to 220 CE, lasted more than 400 centuries. The Han Dynasty represents high point and the classical phase in Chinese, and it's equally comparable to the role of Roman Empire in the West. See map on next slide. Tripled the size of the empire, inherited from the Qin. Population 57 million people. Great, cool. The Silk Road, ca. 150 BC to 1450. Started under the Han Dynasty. Chinese exported silk, ivory, gems, and spices. Bought Western linen, wool, glass, and metalware. Trade also included religious syncretic blended practices of various schools, philosophies, and various technologies, as well as diseases. Han Emperor Wudi, 140 to 86 BC, discovered superior mobility of West Asian peoples because of their large and sturdy horses. Brought the horses to the east, bred thereafter by the Han. Prancing horse, Eastern Han Dynasty, 2nd century CE, bronze. Han believed that the finer and the larger horses of Central Asia were descendants of celestial horses, were reported to sweat blood. Bleeding was probably caused by parasitic infections. Sima Qian, 145 to 90 BCE. Quoting shit. First, the granaries must be full before the people can talk of culture. The people must have sufficient food and good dress before they can talk of honor. The good customs and social amenities come from wealth and disappear when the country is poor. Records of the Grand Historian Fiero, 174. Wrote the monumental historical work CG, Records of the Grand Historian, from early Chinese history through the lifetime of Qin, served under the Emperor Wudi. Shroud Li Xing at Lingshan, Manching, Hebei Province. Shroud continued, made of jade and gold wire, ca. 2,000 jade wafers, sewn together with golden thread, thought to protect the body from decay and assist in achieving immortality. Lamp held by kneeling servant girl, ca. 113 BCE, gilt bronze, buckle ornament with dancers, Western Han Dynasty, 206 BCE. 2. Model of a house, earthenware, 1st century, cosmological model bisected by north-south axis, foundation and square symbolizing the earth, Kun, the roof is round symbolizing heaven, Tian, Feng Shui adjustment to physical environment, 5 elements, universal energy, Qi, and balance, yin yang. Relief of 2 entrance, Eastern Han Dynasty, 25 to 220 CE, stone height 4 feet, rich symbolism. Decline, small farmers. Traditionally, China scorned merchants and regarded farmers as honorable. Reality less and less reflected this view. Peasants were called to war against nomadic tribes in the icy north, served in the armies that conquered Western Korea and Vietnam. Heavy taxes on land ownership forced many to sell their land, and they often became the tenants of or unfree peasants of wealthy landowners. Compare decline of Roman Empire. Peasant revolts and invasions by barbarians overthrow the Han Dynasty. 2 more to go. Christianity and Buddhism. Isis and Horus, 4th CE limestone. I think that's supposed to be Jesus or something. Mithric relief, early 3rd CE bronze. The Good Shepherd, ca 300 CE marble. Symbolism and early Christian iconography. Sarcophagus of Archbishop Theodorus, 6th CE. Symbolism and iconography on sarcophagus. Previous slide. Pax equals Roman for peace, cross P and X becomes insignia for Christ, and since the Greek counterparts form the first 2 letters of Christos, added are the Alpha and Omega, first and last letter in the Greek alphabet to indicate the presence of Christ from the beginning to the end of history. Phoenix or peacock are Southwest Asian symbols of immortality. Rosetta refers to Isis and her regenerative role. Wine grapes represent Christ's blood and sacrifice. The refs around the crosses on the lid are Roman symbols of victory, symbolize Jesus' victory over death, and Christian promise for resurrection and salvation. Voluntary division of the Roman Empire in West and East. Diocletian, 245 to 316 CE, divides the empire into western and eastern half and appoints co-emperor. Empire has grown too unwieldy to control. Constantine rises through the ranks and becomes Western Roman Emperor from 306 to 337 CE. In 324, sole empire of the entire empire, is instrumental in issuing the Edict of Milan in 313, which proclaims toleration of all religions to heal internal Roman divisions. Council of Nicaea, 325 CE. Nicene Creed issued that laid basis for Christian dogma: virgin birth, resurrection of the dead, mystical trinity comprising Jesus, God the Father, and the Holy Spirit. Stands as a turning point between classical rationalism and Christian mysticism. The Good Shepherd, 425 to 450 CE, mosaic and is pastoral scene, but gold and purple robe of a Roman emperor. St. Paul's Outside the Walls begun 386. St. Paul's Outside the Walls view from inside the atrium resembles sacred temples of antiquity. Hagia Sophia, Constantinople, Turkey, 532 to 537. Inside view of Hagia Sophia. Christ teaching the apostles in heavenly Jerusalem, 401 to 417. Mosaic apse of Saint Prudenziana, Rome. Justinian Emperor from 527 CE envisions Constantinople as the new Rome. Commission, revision, and codification of Roman law. Testament to primacy of law over imperial authority and political history in the West. Inside look into San Vitale, Ravenna. Emperor Justinian and his courtiers, mosaic 547 CE, San Vitale, Ravenna. Empress Theodore Britanniu, ca 547, San Vitale, Ravenna. Interior ore of carved Shaitya cave, Kaili, India, ca. 50 carved from solid rock. Carved Shaitya cave ground plan. The Great Stupa Senchi, Central India, 3rd century BCE to early 1st century CE. Tirana stone portal, detail Yaxi female, fertility spirit shown naked with voluptuous body. Stupa continued after Buddha's death. His ashes were divided and enshrined in 8 burial mounds or stupas, a beehive-like mound encased in brick or stone, square based with dome atop. Mandala balustrades separate the shrine from the secular world. 4 stone portals, Charanas, give access to the circular regeneration and quest for nirvana pathway that surrounds the stupa. Mandala, a diagrammatic map of the universe used as visual aid for meditation, represents the ancient history of the universe and the healing power of the Buddha radiating in all directions. Enlightenment, phrase showing birth, enlightenment, first preaching, and nirvana of Buddha in 3rd century Pakistan, late 2nd to early 3rd century. Seated Buddha, ca. 200 CE, gracious Gandhara, northwest India. Influence of Hellenistic and Roman representations of Apollo. Bodhisattva, unlike Buddha in humble monk's robe, adorned with rich robe and jewelry. Gupta Empire, 4th to 6th century, India's golden age. Arts and science thrive. See Buddha sculpture, next slide. Gupta rulers commissioned prose and poetry works in Sanskrit that range from adventure stories and plays to sacred and philosophical works. Gupta mathematicians are the first to use a sign for the zero. Advances in medicine, Arabs will transmit many of their innovations into the West. Teaching of Buddha from Sarnath, India, 5th century sandstone. Gupta sculptures gave Buddha his classical form. Hands for mudra of the wheel of the law, forehead, earlobes, princely origins, 3rd eye between brows, spiritual vision, relief on the base of the throne, Buddha teaching to his disciples in Deer Park veneers. Mudras equal rich hand gestures, lower left, wheel of the law. Palestine, cave 17, Ajanta, India, Gupta period, 5th century equals musicians, dancers, and lightly clad bodhisattvas. Palestine continued, one of the early surviving paintings of India, lives and incarnations of the Buddha. Contains Indian history and legend like carved goddesses at Sanchi, fertility goddesses, some figures are shown, virtually naked, and erotic scenes are included. Lacks the Ascetian antagonism of flesh and spirit, divine and human spirit and body regarded as completely in Buddhism. Done. Last slide. Open. Please be short. Please be short. The fuck? It's like stuck. Great. 23 slides. The Islamic world, religion and culture. The expansion of Islam. Chronology, 570, birth of Muhammad, first wife Khadijah. 610, according to the mainstream Islamic tradition, Muhammad received his first revelation. 632, 661, conquest under the first 4 caliphs, 661 to 750, Umayyad Caliphate, 750 to 1000